Hey y'all, thank you for coming back. So today we're going to be doing this really pretty smoky look, and I don't have a name for it yet, but when I got done with it, I fell in love with it. I mean, this look was really like made as I was just putting down color and just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So you will see me picking up different tones. They might be the same tone and just keep adding. And I just really like the organic feel of just trying out looks and just going with the flow. Like sometimes they work out, and when they work out, they're really bomb. And it's like coming from a different place where I'm not really trying to be so structured. So I really do love the flow of how my looks come out when I've just picking up different colors and different tones. It's not planned whatsoever. Like this look wasn't planned, but I just wanted to like show some of my videos that I do or some of my looks that I do, and they just come together. So after I put that red down, I'm going to put down like more of a brownie orangey tone from the Juvia's palette. And this tone is kind of like the undertones are kind of the same. And you can see like they're blending in pretty seamlessly with no problem. Like I like using tones that like kind of correspond. I'm picking up a yellow from my Morphe color palette, and this really gave me like sunset vibes. Like I was feeling so like good, like how this whole like sunset look was going. So I kind of thought I was going in that direction, and it went far left, but in the best way possible though. Like I did not know it was going to turn out like this was going to be the eye look when I got to this point. So putting down that yellow and just blending out those corners, I've been doing that lately. I've been trying to change up the way how I structure my eye with my eyeshadow colors. So you're going to be seeing sometimes me doing this and playing around with the shape of my eye. And I'm going to put down a more deeper red tone. I really wanted the red to pop a lot more, so I'm just packing in more. Sometimes the colors do get lost when you're constantly blending, so you just go back in and just add a little bit more, and you can tell like the vibrancy of that red is starting to pop out a little bit more after the blending. So sometimes I'll go in with the same tone and just pack it in a little bit more and a little bit more until I get like the color vibrancy that I wanted. So I'm going in with this really pretty purple. I don't use this purple as much as I should. Like I really love this purple. It's such a deep purple tone. I mean, I like the light ones too, but I'm trying to use some more colors that I don't normally go for. So I'm kind of packing that in. At this point, I'm just going with it. I have no idea why I put this purple next to this really bright red. So I'm going to keep blending the sides and kind of blend that purple into the red. And I'm kind of going in between both of those colors. Now I'm going in with a little bit of a deeper purple right underneath in that Morphe color palette. I mean, if you really need a palette, that's a go-to one. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I've recently purchased this one. I've used it a few times and I like it a lot. It was kind of hard to like pick drugstore concealers or just picking shades because you can't really see them, and I just did not feel like going back to the store and taking it back. So this tone is really too light for my skin tone, but I like it to cut my crease. Like I like it a lot. I really need to get like a better like angle brush for my cut creases, but at this point I'm just trying to use what I have and work with what I got. So far this did work out, and I will say this concealer is bomb for cut creases because it is super matte. It has full coverage, and I will say that if you're like trying to overlap it over another color, as you can see, it's really taking out a lot of that purple for it to be such a light concealer. As far as like light in color, it really did cover up that purple, that deep purple that I have down. So I highly recommend trying that out, and just trying to find your color is going to be a little tricky, but I would suggest using that. So at this point, I'm trying to like figure out what kind of shape I want to go with my cut crease, and I just decided I'm just going to blend it out, and I won't be doing any wing or anything like that. Just trying to keep it simple because, like I said, I was going with the flow. So I said, well, let me just stop here and just keep creating. So now I'm blending the corners out a little bit more. So at this point, I didn't record this, but I decided to use black. Like, I felt like that was just like a really big jump because I never do like deep black smoky eyes, but I wanted to try it out. I kind of just went with it, and that's why you're seeing it already put down. I chose the mattest black that I have, and I believe I used my Morphe in the color palette, and in my warm color palette they both have a black in the corner. So I use both of those blacks to give me the deepest, darkest black that I can possibly put down. And now I'm going in with that brick red so I can kind of blend those edges out. Like, that's one thing about black, like, you really have to smoke out those edges with like another color, just so that it's not so bold and like bright, like right in your face. So I felt like the red will kind of smooth it out a little bit with those edges, those really harsh edges. This point, I put the camo concealer in the inner corner, and I did this little like painting effect where you pick up two different tones, and I picked up a yellow and an orange. That's why you can kind of see that ombre look, and I was gonna leave it there, but I just felt like it was just a little too plain, and I felt like this look needed a little bit of extra, so we're gonna be doing that in just a minute. So I'm using my glitter glue and these like random stars that I have, and they're kind of gold yellow. They're not normally used for eyeshadow looks or for the eye, normally for the nails, but I felt comfortable using this one. I've worked with these stars before, and they're very chunky and heavy. So when I went to go put down my glitter glue, which is the best hands down glitter glue I've ever used, I will use that. I wouldn't use anything else. So I do highly recommend when using glitter or like chunky pieces. So as I'm putting them down with the back of my tweezer, I'm pressing those stars flat, and just so that they're not sticking up or they'll fall down. So as you can see, again, I've already applied my lashes and I've already completed one eye. I kind of wanted to see how it was going to go, so that's why I completed the look. And I'm going to backtrack and kind of keep y'all up to date of what I decided to do. So at this point, I wanted to show that I chose to put down the camo concealer. And you can see it's really, really light for my skin tone, but with this really dark eye, I want a really bright under eye area. I just wanted to be very highlighted. So I just took my time and kind of made that as smooth as possible underneath. And sometimes when you're working with black, like, you will have fallout, so of course you always wipe that away. But I just always feel like you should have a really bright underneath eye. So I'm putting that down, and then I'm going to go in with another concealer over the top of that one to give it a little more color. But this will help to kind of brighten that under eye area more. And this is my LA Pro concealer, and this is the yellow toner color corrector. I'm sorry, this is the yellow color corrector from LA Pro concealer. But I like it. It really does like work for my skin tone, surprisingly. But like, I can mix it with like other concealers and kind of like tone down that yellow. But I really like a bright under eye, so I normally go with like yellow tones or a yellow base underneath my eye, or a golden undertone. So I always kind of go with this one and just mix if I need to brighten it up a little bit. Like, that's the perfect thing. If you need a brighter under eye, get a yellow color corrector and just mix it with a tad bit of your concealer, and it'll brighten it up perfectly. So I'm using my finger and just smoothing it down. Now I'm putting a yellow setting powder, banana powder underneath with my sponge, and I just want everything to like stay smooth and flat. So now I'm just like buffing away the powder. I didn't let it sit too long because I wanted to set, but I didn't want to get creasy. So I saw this trick. You just put it down, pack it down, and then buff it out. And I've been like loving that technique. So that's what I did with this look. So now I'm going in with my white base. This is a Halloween white base, but I like to use it for like white eyeliner. So I put that on with a angled brush in my waterline to give it a faux like eyeliner look. And then I top it off with a white eyeshadow just to like keep it still so it won't shift and move. So I'm using my Better Than Sex mascara, and I wouldn't typically use this on a regular eye look, but if you're going out or you need a little more like stay coverage, I will use this only because it covers the lashes underneath really well. It is waterproof, so you will have to use a makeup wipe, but I just use what I have at this point, and I want the faux lash look, so I'm clumping my lashes with some tweezers just to like clump them separately, like to separate them. I really like that look. And as you can see right here, I'm showing you I decided to do glitter underneath my brow, and I just have to say this was like a last minute idea, but I so loved it. Like, I don't know why I haven't done this before, and I just came up with it like extremely last minute as I was recording. But so I'm putting down my glitter glue first, and then I'm going to top that off with my gold iridescent glitter that I typically use. This is like my favorite glitter. I love it so much, and I just think it just made this eye look pop even more. And like, I just think this need to be a thing. Like, I don't know why it's not a thing, but I'm going to start incorporating this type of design in my looks. I mean, this like glitter underneath the eyebrow just really like highlights the eyebrow. I think it just make everything look so good. So this is the finished look, and that's how it looked with no light, and this is how it came out. So I enjoyed this. Thank y'all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope y'all have a great day.